Hello my brothers and sisters in nerdiness, welcome back to the Spider's Web. In this video we're going to be painting these two members of the Corpse Grinder cult. I showed you what I did beforehand, so now we'll just get on with it. So first off we are going to be doing the Gravelord Grey speed paint. And that is, we don't need a lot of this because we're just doing the boots on this one and a few other little bits and pieces. And not a great amount of this paint being used for this mini, but yeah, where we're doing it is going to add depth and a little bit of darkness and grime, I think. So it's usually nice to have something like this on a mini of this particular theme, shall we say, of death and destruction. So there we are, that's those done. Now we're going on to Blood Red. Again, speed paint, and this is going to be used for trousers. Yes, trousers. Blood red trousers. You can't see the stains then. Oh dear. So we're obviously with this fellow we're avoiding the pads or armor plating or whatever they may be on the knees. And now we're going into hardened leather. And this hardened leather is going to be used for this tabard here. Any cloth and leather areas will be covered in this particular colour. I do quite like this. I'm leaving those two little tabs on the edge of the novice, shall we say, clay, because we're going to be using a different colour for that one. And now Crusader skin. There's a lot of skin showing on these men. So there we are. Now, again, I'm doing these with Crusader skin, and then I'm going to be going over with paint later on anyway, so I don't know why I'm bothering doing this, but I suppose it gives me an idea, a better idea where light is hitting, and marking out where the actual skin colours go, but this step is superfluous. But again, it also stops me putting a wash on later. Pallid Bone is the next paint we're going to be using. And this is going to go on all of the bone and skull parts, even the horns on his armour. We'll do it with that. And his mask as well. And now we're using Azure Magic. This is from the Metallic Colours paint sets. This is the one that the army painter sent me to review, and that's why the logo is at the bottom right of the screen. Wherever you see that logo come up, it's where I've used a paint from the Metallic Colours paint set, and again that was free. They sent me it as a review copy, so I didn't actually buy those. They sent it to me out of the good of their hearts. Now we have this bit here. I forgot to do it in red, but it's like a glove that he's using, and this is blood red. So I'm doing gloves and trousers, that kind of thing, in red because it stands out quite well. Zealot yellow next. Not a great deal amount of this either because it's just going to be used for this little neck protector thing on the back here. Evil chrome again, one from the Metallic Colours paint set. And can't say enough good things about these metallic colours. They are really nice. They go on really well. Really do like this set. And I'm not just saying that because it was free. I'm saying that because I'm using it. And as you can see, it's going on really well. Really do like that set. I made a good choice in requesting that one. If anybody would like me to get hold of any other paint sets, or get in contact with army painters, see if they can send me something else out, then please let me know if you'd like to see something reviewed, and I will get on and see if I can get hold of a copy for you and do the review. So this is going on all the places where I think is metal. And it's not going to be so bright by the end of this video. Big hint there. We are going to grime it down. And now Pallid Bone once more because I missed a couple of places with this, so we're just going to touch up where I've missed. And then we'll go into the leather again, because once again I've missed a couple of places, so I just want to touch up where I've missed. And that is where we have so far. So we're going to be going over with a gloss varnish once it's dried, followed by a matte varnish, again the matte, and that's how we're looking so far. So we'll just wait for them to dry, then we can varnish them. So all we have to do now is wait and wait and wait. It's speed paint, it takes a lot of drying time. So this is how we've left off. We have, as I say, gloss varnished and matte varnished it, so it's looking nice and matte. There's no horrible glossy paint. But we're going to start now with the skin, and we're starting with Jasper skin. Put a little bit of that on the palette, and then we're also going to add some Dorado skin as well. This is going to act as well, the Jasper skin is going to be the darker shadowy skin tone. Then we'll mix these two colours together to make a bit of a highlight, and then we'll just use the Dorado skin as the actual highlight. But we're going all over here, not going into the deepest recesses, because we'll leave that dark, that darkness, as you know, was supplied by the speed paint of the Crusader Flesh? Is it a Barbarian Flesh? I can't remember what it was now. It's one or the other. Oh, my memory's gone. But yeah, anywhere where there's flesh, we'll paint this. But again, leaving the deepest recesses. So this is a very nice, again, a very nice paint to use. This skin tone range is really nice. If you work with the triad of 3s, you get a really good skin tone to your minis. But that's enough of that for the time being. We're going back to CD palette and dark tone. We're going to grime up some of the metallics here, which is really what's needed. So we'll just go over the turquoisey colour. And then once we've done that, we'll go over the evil chrome as well. You know, we need to grime it up. It can't look polished and nice and neat, because these people are dealing in blood and gore, because it's what they do. They are the corpse grinder cults. They don't get the name for no reason. They grind corpses, possibly with the bare hands. Looking at the, well, not the bare hands, but the hand weapons they're using. Looking at them. Back to palette, and here we are mixing the Dorado skin and the Jasper skin together, and this is where we now start picking out any highlights. We're not covering all of the previous coat of Jasper skin, we're just picking out anywhere that is going to be, or that we think is going to be hit by light. And as always, I have it so that the light is coming from above. You know, directional light is good when you're doing display minis, but not really for gaming minis, because when you start turning minis round, the light looks as though it's coming from different angles and it doesn't look right. That's my view on it, so that's why I don't do directional lighting on my gaming PCs. But I suppose other people have their own version of it. But never mind. Changing our palettes again to the CD palette now, and we're using rough iron. Yay! You remember this one. And for this we are going all over the bases. The usual thing with the base. I don't know why I keep showing you me painting the base, because you should have the hang of this by now, but yeah, we just keep going at it and keep going at it. You know, it's better making sure that you know what you're doing, especially if this is the first video you've seen in this series. All the other bases from the different videos are done exactly the same way, because I'm trying to make it look as though they're all from the same like Underhive city. Skeleton bone next. We're doing some highlighting now on I think it's the bone areas. I couldn't find the usual dry brush for this step, so I'm having to use a different brush completely, but it does the job. And we're just going over all the areas of bone that we've already painted with a pallid bone. We're just highlighting this. And in case you're wondering why I did the gloss and the matte varnish, well, I did the gloss varnish because Dorado Skin, we're highlighting the skin tones now. Yeah, I do the gloss varnish just to stop the speed paints from reactivating when we're painting over them, and then the matte varnish to take the shine off. That's the reason I do that. So yeah, we're doing the all the little high points of this, not going over all of the mixed colour and the base tone that we used. We're just adding higher points of light, hitting here and there, and making it look as though there is raised surface area, so that it adds a little detail. So I'm doing a mix of the different paints here. There's nothing specific on this, and this is just where we're doing those little tabs on the tabard on his on the bottom of his tabard there. As I said, there's no right or wrong thing there. I was going to change my mind on paints, but I was going to do something on paints, but I decided to change my mind. I'm going to use black, matte black from Army Painter, and we're going to go on the gun here, just a little bit around this edge, just to give it a little bit of difference. And we're also painting the handle of the weapons, hand weapons as well, the swords and the axes or whatever they may be. Painting the handles there. Now, once we've done that, we're going to take a little bit and mix it into the colour that we used for the tabs on the tabard, and just add this to the cloth areas on the axe handles. I'm calling them axes because I don't know what the hell they're supposed to be. Desert Yellow next. And this is just to highlight the cloth areas here. Make them look as though light is hitting. And bringing out a little bit of detail as well. I know you don't technically need to do this with speed paints, but seeing as it's over a fairly dark base coat, I think it works well. Back to rough iron, because I forgot to do this bit earlier. There's some metal down there, and there's some metal here that I want to paint to make it look slightly different. Well, that's that. And now gemstone, again, another one from the metallics colour range. The Army Painter logos come up, so you know what that means by now. And this is where we go into the recesses. Now, I did one bit of recess there wrong, because that's one I don't usually paint. I usually leave that as rough iron, but there we are. You make a mistake with them, wet brush, wipe off, you're good to go. Also, sometimes you just don't bother and just paint over it with the base colour once again. So, you know, either way works. There, I made a mistake again. I painted the lower recess, which I usually use as rough iron. So what I'm going to do is just dry the brush off and paint over it with rough iron and get that base colour back. That's all you need to do sometimes. Crusted Sore next. Actually changed my mind. Blood red. We'll be going into that. So I didn't change my mind. I'm just adding blood red to give it a blood colour. But I do change my mind here because I forgot to paint the highlights. So we're using that with plate mail metal. Now we're just doing a little bit of a dry brush over the swords and the gun, all the metal areas for the weapons. So once we've done that, we can do what I was originally going to do and just put the blood splatter on the hand weapons there. I didn't want it to be pure black, you see. I wanted it to look metallic. And if you remember, the metallic pure red we're going to be using here just for the tip of the gun. If you remember, we did it just matte black, so it wouldn't look metallic as matte black. So that's why I put the plate mail metal over it to make it look. Speaking of black, a dot in the middle of the thing indicates a barrel, because I can't be bothered drilling out barrels. And now, again, painting on the raised areas on the base with the plate mail metal. I do like this. I do like these bases for this kind of work. It looks really nice and effective. Again, it's not going to look this shiny. Paint round the rim with black. If this is the first video you've watched of this series, you know I'm going to grime it up. If it is and you liked it, then please click the like and subscribe if you wish to do so. If you do subscribe, click the notification bell, and that way you won't miss any future videos. If you think it's worthy, then please join us at Patreon. There are different tiers on Patreon, or you can buy me a coffee. The same tiers are there on Buy Me a Coffee. You can do the same thing there, or just a one-off donation if you so wish. Here we're using Typhus Corrosion, and we are griming up on the metal areas. And now back to matte black, just to tidy up the base. And then once we've done that, we can get on with really making the metal areas pop by adding the riser rust onto the Typhus Corrosion. And there we are, the riser rust. Nice. Dry brush over the Typhus Corrosion gives a really lovely corroded, rusty look to your minis and all the metal areas, and you'll see the finished effect in the photographs at the end of the video. But for now, that's all we have time for. Hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, stay safe and take care. God bless, and bye for now.